Welcome back to another podcast.
Yeah.
Ew. We missed last week because the podcast was uploaded right before we went on our trip, and I guess something happened in the middle of it, and I didn't take my laptop with me, so that did not go out last week.
What?
Yeah, you didn't notice that?
No.
Oh, yeah. Last week's podcast did not go out. Not that that podcast was like anything important. We were really just rambling. We had no
I don't even
topics.
remember what we were talking about.
Yeah, because that one was just like really random. We were just talking about upcoming things. Nothing
Oh,
important was
wait, I
said.
remember. Yeah, that wasn't super. Well, I mean,
It was like interesting to listen to,
yeah.
yeah, but like it wasn't anything that was like really worth listening to. Like if we had a set topic, we were just talking. But yeah, it was taking a while to upload and it still wasn't done uploading by the time we left for our trip. And I didn't bring my laptop with me. So I guess something happened in the middle there and it just didn't get uploaded. So sorry.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but we're here finally. And yeah, we have a lot to cover today. Lots of things to talk about.
It doesn't seem like it because we got like two things on this little thing.
Well, you're the one that was I don't know, you have a whole list over here of I don't know what.
Oh, because I mean, I figured we would do this just because, like, we almost had nothing else.
Oh, well, I was positive that the things that I did have was going to take up all the time. So,
We'll see. We'll see.
anyways, um yeah, we just went on a trip. If you guys haven't seen the videos, we just came back from Florence about a week ago. About a week ago, a week ago. No, it's not?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. We just got back from our little vacation that we had for my birthday.
Indeed. Expensive. Expensive. Credit cards were not happy. But it's okay. Gladly, or thankfully, I can afford most of that.
Mhm. Yeah, it was a fun time. My mom came. She is back home now. We're back to our regular schedule. Now we're filming this on Thursday, so she left on Monday. So from then that was just straight to the regular daily things. Work, gym. Yeah, that's about it.
Yep, just the usual stuff that we talk about all the time. I mean, she means like we got back right to it. Like we dropped our mom at the airport Monday morning, and then later that night we were at the gym. I mean, not that we were doing much. We were just like on the treadmill and the stairmaster getting our cardio in.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we got lots of cardio in for the vacation. Walking all around Florence, walking all around Venice, just a lot of walking. And we both went down like a pound or two just because of that. And also, I think in that week, since we didn't really keep up with our regular eating, we kind of lost. I don't know about whether it's muscle or fat because we did do a lot of cardio. So I don't know. Either or. Because we didn't keep up with our food, which means we didn't keep up with our protein. But I mean, oh well. We went down, so it's not like that's bad. I think if anything, it's an absolute win.
Yeah. But I mean, I was explaining to him that that's pretty normal that you're bound to lose weight when you go on like a little break from your normal eating habits because obviously with us being on a cut, at least we were on a cut. He is now bulking,
It's bulking
which we
season.
have talked about in the podcast that we recorded that did not get uploaded, but we'll get into that. Um yeah, apparently when you're on like a cutting thing and you take a break, like a little vacation or whatever, you go out and eat whatever you want really. You actually it's possible to actually lose weight because now you're actually feeding your body what it needs, not
I don't even think we
restricting
were.
yourself. Well, it doesn't it can be either healthy or not healthy. You're still feeding yourself the calories that you're supposed to be eating.
Were we though?
Yes, I was still keeping track of what was happening
Or you say big boss?
cuz we were still like as much walking as we were doing, we really were losing the same amount of calories that we do on a daily basis. So eating wise, we're still eating around just like maintenance, really. So it wasn't really much. Um, but yeah, it was a nice little break that was very much needed. You have been working pretty busy for the past few months.
Yep,
So
yep. I definitely needed the break. I was starting to feel a bit burnt out just from like work, obviously. So yeah, definitely needed the break. I literally my intention for the little vacation was to just check out mentally. Like, yeah, obviously I was gonna be here and like have fun with Vianney and her mom, but definitely just like be out, just chilling. My priority was to pay for stuff, drive, and walk the dog. And that I did.
mm-hmm.
Yep, that I did. So I had fun. Got got the proper amount of rest, I feel like. Um I think like that 1 week to 1.5 week period is probably the perfect amount for me because when you hit that 2 week plus period, you just kind of forget how to like life. And so yeah, I'm content with the amount of time that we got. Like what we did earlier this at the beginning of this year, taking the whole month of January off. Like I was so out of it by the time we got here to Italy from Alaska. Oh my.
I mean, that's a little more fair though, because obviously, like we were transitioning to a new country,
Yeah.
so it was definitely
But
something needed at that time. But it was a very long time.
yeah. And honestly, me being out of work was way longer, like actually than a month because before we even left Alaska, I already wasn't even working for like the second half of the year, really. Because once my leadership
Yeah,
in Alaska found out that I was going to Italy,
so
they
like
were like,
last 4 months, you were just like gone basically.
yeah, I wasn't even like ever at work unless I needed to check my email, or I didn't really leave the house unless I needed to go to an appointment. Um, so yeah, leading up to my first day of work here in Italy, I really hadn't worked in like 5, 6 months. So it was really tough to get back into it. But even before that, like on any leave that I've taken, that 2 week period is already kind of like pushing it for me because then I just come back like real lazy. Yeah, this week and a half period is like perfect where I'm like not super checked out and like forget stuff at work that I can just get right back to it with no issue and still be well rested. So I feel good. Feel good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a nice little break, and it was also just nice as like a an eye opener as far as our workout journey goes, because obviously with us being on a cut, we're being like cautious of what we're eating, and on the weekends you try still like we try our best not to eat disgusting. Obviously we eat more than we would during the week, but it just kind of put into perspective like we went a week and a half of eating like absolute shit and just terrible food, and that didn't affect our weight. So it definitely helps my mind knowing that like what I eat on the weekend really isn't bad at all, and that's not going to affect my weight as much as I think it is, because we just
Yeah.
went a week and a half of eating straight pizza and pasta and basically carbs 24/7
Lots of wine.
and drinking,
Yeah.
which was it wasn't even the food. It's literally it was the drinking that was really adding on a lot, because we really only ate like one real big meal a day,
Yeah.
and then in between it was like snacking or just like grabbing something on the side. It was the drinking that was definitely going to add up. But seeing that we went a week and a half of all that and really didn't affect progress, maybe muscle growth, but like it is what it is. As far as like looking fat or gaining weight, they didn't do anything. So it's nice to know, because now like on the weekends it'll be a little less stressful, or like I shouldn't be so much in my head about it. But
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like exactly what I said when we were in Alaska. Like, I knew our big issue back then was an issue of discipline and also portion control, uh, and also the weekend. So it was just, we were just doing everything wrong in Alaska, and I knew it, but did I really care that much to do anything about it? No.
it's just like it's so counting just really makes you realize like all the things that you do wrong. Because it
Yeah.
wasn't even like we were still meal prepping our whole time in Alaska. We were meal
The
prepping,
portion control is a big issue
but
though.
yeah, it's like once you start really paying attention to how much you're feeding your body and like what exactly you're giving your body, like we weren't really paying attention to what we were eating. And also, it's America, so like
Oh yeah.
ingredients in that are definitely just not going to compare to what we eat out here. So that also plays a big part. So eating American food and in the portions that we were definitely makes sense as to why we looked the way that we did in Alaska, on top of constantly going out, constantly drinking. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
that's why we look the way that we look. So,
Yeah. It was really funny seeing Vietnamese mom's reaction to just like the way of life out here and immediately noticing the difference in food. Like
yeah.
immediately she noticed. Like we were one of the first days that she was here, we went clothes shopping and stuff, and Vianney was in the fitting room, and she turns around to me like, "Dude, like this is already way better." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, people live happier out here. There's not, uh, it's just not America. Like, there's so much that goes into what's wrong with America. I mean, for me, our number one issue is our food. It's literally poison.
Yeah.
Like, who's the politician guy? I was talking about him, Robert Kennedy. That's like his whole big movement, and like one of his leading factors of why he joined with Trump is that we're literally feeding ourselves and our children poison. It's disgusting. And it was amazing how Vinay's mom, even after eating McDonald's, like you don't feel bloated out here, you don't feel
Yeah,
disgusting
we
or
ate
like you want to
McDonald's
kill
a
yourself.
lot.
Yeah, we eat McDonald's more than we'd like to admit here. I mean, not that it's super often, but like it's
Well, I
more.
meant well during her time here.
Oh well,
Like
yeah,
we ate the most McDonald's within that week and a half than I think we have probably the past few months that we've been here.
yeah, that is true. Um, but I mean, even then, even like
Yeah,
the
that clearly made no
it
difference.
got close to like, or it was twice in one day at one point. One, two, we had it like 5 or 6 times in like the 10 days that she was here,
Yeah.
and that's a lot, and especially for the one day where it was twice in one day.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, she was shocked that even a couple hours later, the next day, she wasn't feeling like crap. So starting with that, and then she could just tell that people are happier out here. Like people are friendlier. In America, we have this weird like somehow you're even sketched out about your neighbor kind of vibe. Like people just
Hmm.
don't like each other in America. Everybody's so hostile for no reason. Um, what was another one? She noticed instantly that women and men, uh, almost everybody is just like attractive and healthy looking, starting because of the food
Yeah.
and because of how happy they are and like stress free
Just
they are.
lifestyle.
Yeah. What was the phrase we were talking about? In America, we work to
Work to
live.
live.
Out here, they live. Nope, it's
Other way,
backwards.
other way.
In America, we live to work.
Yeah.
You know, we got to get up to work. We got to do this. We got to do that. It's stress. Out here, they work to live. Like maybe the economy isn't as booming in America because you know we are good at that in America, I guess you could say. But like we're all stressed. We're all living paycheck to paycheck sometimes. Like it's just it's not a good life that Americans live. Food, not happy. Nobody likes each other. I mean, we're witnessing the majority of hatred right now during this whole presidential election thing. Like it's just it's sad. It was hilarious, but it was also kind of like sad to reflect on in that moment, just like the state of our country and how like awesome it is out here. It gave me a new appreciation for Italy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But what else? Florence was awesome. We went to Florence.
Hmm.
I I got to live the college experience for like 2 or 3 nights. I came to the conclusion that I'm definitely glad I didn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Things would have just been a very bad. It would have been a bad life if
yeah,
college was a thing
yeah,
for either one of us.
yeah. I mean, we found this near our Airbnb. It was literally like a 3 minute walk down the road. Uh, we found an Airbnb. No, we found a college bar where all the kids were at. called Lion's Fountain. This is the greatest place on earth. No, I mean, it's just a bunch of college kids doing stupid college stuff and just acting the age that they are.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. We were really just sitting there, like just people watching, honestly, and it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And I even had a conversation with some college kids at one point. Throughout the conversation, they found out that it was in the Air Force, and then they were just like kind of in awe of me, but then also like, oh yeah, I would totally join the Air Force, but like, you know, what if we go to World War III? Or like, I don't know, I just don't think I could commit myself to that life. And I'm like, it's really not as bad as you might think, and also it's not really a question of if, it's more like when we go to World War III. And quite honestly, we're already like, it's kind of already happening, but we don't need to talk about that. Um, yeah, no, I came to the conclusion I'm glad that I did not go to college, and all the weird, childish degeneracy that goes on is definitely, it's not a joke, and
Yeah.
I feel
It's
sorry
crazy.
to the kids that fall victim to that. Um, Other than that, there was a couple of other college bars. Oh, there was the
Well,
one.
Florence in general is just like it's very
Oh
Americanized
yes, that is true.
because Florence is like the spot for studying abroad. Like you're gonna go to Florence if you study abroad, unless you go to the UK. But like if you're doing Italy, Florence is the main area. So Americans everywhere, college kids everywhere,
Yeah,
every bar or like restaurant past 10 p.m. they're all gonna start coming out. Like all the kids just start wandering the streets. There's all these little bars and like holes in the walls of bars where everybody's just like standing around. Like it's cool to see like that lifestyle and like looking at it from our side. Yes, it looks bad because it's like, it's especially us because we don't have the college experience. Like now we're seeing what that is, but then for them, it's like it's kind of cool. I mean, you're in college, you're in Florence, like that's your life.
yeah,
Like just hanging out in the streets of Florence is what your life is. So like it's cool in that aspect, but at the same time, it it can add up, and I can see why it goes downhill pretty fast.
yeah. It's just, yeah. I don't know. I really took note of the childish behavior. I don't know what else, like just degenerate behavior. That's really all that was. I mean, like she said, it's a bunch of, I mean, it's college kids and primarily taken up by a bunch of American kids. And you know how we are in America. We're
Yeah.
obnoxious. And there were, like I was about to say, that little like superhero nerd bar that we were sitting at,
Hmm?
the little one
A little one.
that had all the superhero stuff. And when we were sitting in the corner, the little one, and there were all the obnoxious, loud American. Oh my god, you were pissed off about it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I also don't. Like I know that moment that oh yes, I got it now. I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a cute little place. But
that was
God,
cute, but like I said, just American kids are so obnoxious, and there was this
yeah.
group of girls that was just really overdoing it with the oh my
At least like
god.
in America, you probably don't think that they're overdoing it because that's just how Americans are. But this is why like Europeans despise American tourists because people are just trying to have a dinner or like a drink at a bar or a restaurant, and then there go the Americans
Yeah,
just being loud as hell. But yeah, being out here for the past few months really just kind of makes you realize how terrible Americans are
yeah,
and
American kids
America in
are
general.
obnoxious
They're
for
also
sure.
like a little worse out here because obviously the study abroad kids are coming from money. So they're also like little snobby, obnoxious people who think they're entitled to things.
Yeah,
But yeah, we witnessed the college life, just sat around, people watched, had a few drinks. Um did regular Florence things. Florence isn't really like it's not too many things to do, but like it's nice. We definitely came to the conclusion
it's
that it's a nicer version of Milan.
yeah, it's a way nicer, way cleaner, and way bigger version of Milan. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Milan, boo.
Yeah, no, Milan is definitely like bottom of the list.
Yeah,
Not worth spending your time at.
no. I don't get why they do fashion shows there or like any like you always hear about Milan growing up. That's always one of those cities, especially for like the A-list celebrities. Somehow they're always there. Something's going on, some event. I don't get it. And also, where is that happening that they're doing that? Because it's not cool. I don't
And
like it.
it's like it's only ever in that one little square. Milan is just that square. Outside of that is just dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. What else happened in Florence? Or no, I mean that was pretty much it. We were just walking around. We did some shopping.
Yeah.
Mostly the college bar stuff.
Yeah, we definitely didn't hit the main tourist parts. Like we visited or like we walked to main sightseeing things, but like actual touristy things we did not do at all. So
Oh yeah.
we'll definitely get to that. We're definitely going back to Florence at some point
Yeah.
because I definitely want to make our way to Tuscany because that's like Florence is
I
nice,
gotta get
but
my wine, man.
Tuscany is like peaceful. Nothing. You're just well like farmland, but it's like pretty Florence vibes
And wine.
and wine.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll be down there again for sure.
Yeah. Gotta hit Lions Fountain back up.
Oh Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hang out with the boys, whoever they are, just whoever I find that night.
Mhm.
Uh, well, there was something else about Florence. I feel like a big reason why we didn't get to do maybe as much as we wanted is because that second whole day it was just raining, so it was pretty like unmotivating to do anything for me personally.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, a lot of stuff that there was to do also we just like I don't know. Sky is also a problem. We also can't there's some things that we can't do with him. He's just not allowed in. Um
Yeah, stupid dog.
but yeah, it was just like small stupid touristy things that you would visit like the one photo booth that everybody always tries to go to. We missed that. Everybody says like you gotta go get those big ass paninis everybody records on TikTok. We didn't do that, but well, we can get to it. I also just like don't care to hit that stuff because, I mean, thankfully we're in a position to where we can go back to Florence and like we have that opportunity. But also like there's such tourist traps, so there's like 30-minute to an hour lines outside of these places just because like they're so popular and everybody wants to do them when you can get the exact same thing across the street for half the price and a quarter of the time. So
This is true.
that's also why I just didn't like care too much to like include that in the itinerary. And also we're just like having a relaxed time.
Yeah,
Didn't want didn't really want it to be like so strict on time. We just went with the flow, had an idea of what we wanted to do that day, and we just kind of went along with it.
yeah. But back to that rainy day, man. That
Oh,
really pissed me off.
yeah, we
That
didn't
was about the
record
worst day
at
of
all
my
that
life.
day.
Right? Just I had this nice outfit planned, but then we
We
get
both
up.
had everybody had nice outfits planned.
Yeah.
You were the only one that stayed though. I had changed
Oh, I
because
stuck to it because I'm like, no, it's too late. I figured that I'd rather be in the outfit that I was wearing that day rather than wear it in the car all day the next day. So I just stuck with it because I had a hoodie and sweatpants to wear. I could have just worn that for a rainy day, but that was more of like a comfy, like we're on the way back kind of outfit. What I had was for that day, and there was no ifs, ands, or buts. We didn't have any umbrellas, so obviously we walk out the Airbnb. I'm already getting rained on. Sky and I were suffering. We went and bought some freaking $5
it was
umbrellas.
pouring at that moment. It was really bad. Poor
Yep.
Sky like didn't know what to do.
Oh yeah, he was scared to go outside at first, and I had to like kind of push him and force him. And then he was just getting soaking wet, so I felt really bad. But yeah, we got those $5 umbrellas, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's get it. Let's get on with the day. Man, I don't know, because it barely even happened to anybody else that we walked by. But the wind decided to be
It was
specifically
really
around
just
us three. You, me, and my mom, and four of us, Sky. The wind was just heavily in our area for no reason at all. These $5 umbrellas, man, they
your $5 umbrella. That was why it was just pissing you off so much because it was only you.
Well, that's the thing. You say my $5 umbrella, but then I switched mine out for one of yours, and then that one broke. And then I switched that one out for the third one, and then that one
Well,
broke.
that's
Like
what I'm
all the
saying.
umbrellas broke.
It was just when you were handling this when it was an issue.
So ridiculous. The wind decided to pick up so unbelievably hard that it broke every single umbrella.
It would
And
do
hey,
the like
yeah,
inward.
like
It would like
folded
fold.
outwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, you get what you pay for, right?
Yeah, they were
€5.
$5. We had no choice though. Like it was pouring, and that was the closest thing that we could find
Yeah.
without getting even wetter.
Yeah. So yeah, we could barely even make it to the bridge to cross over to the other side of Florence before the wind just picked
Oh,
up.
that bridge was terrible. That's when
Yeah,
things
no.
really went downhill.
I just started getting pissed off because now I'm trying to manage the wind blowing this out, and I'm trying to hold the umbrella still while the wind is blowing me back. Sky is trying to run all over the place. It's raining. It's windy. Somehow, for some reason, we wanted to get a picture or do something on this bridge. Like I don't know, a lot of things were just happening, and I was just like, dude, why? Just why? Like I was crashing out, and in my mind, like what I really wanted to do was take the umbrella that I had in my hand and just start smashing it on like the what's it called?
The tile?
Like I wanted to smash it on the bridge, like
Oh.
the little wall. Like I just want to take it and then just crash out and start smashing it on the thing. But it wasn't my €5. It was her mother's €5. So if it was my money, I would have just done that. I would have just crashed out and been pissed off and probably cussed the whole world out because of what was happening. But no, I reserved myself. Ugh. It took so much. It took so much to just hold back and just like stand there pissed. Um, and then I guess we went to like the other side, whatever that like why. It was just gelato.
Well, it's just you were just in a bad mood that day. So like just anything we did, you weren't with it. Like the whole point was to cross the bridge because that's the main bridge that you're supposed to see. And then we
We
hadn't
didn't
gone
even
to the
go to
other
the main
side.
bridge. The main bridge was the one across the
Well,
water that
yeah, but
everybody gets pictures of.
it's better to get a picture of the main bridge than being on it and you can't take a
Yeah, but
picture
that
of the
bridge had
main
cover.
bridge.
It had cover, and
Yeah,
I wouldn't have
well,
gotten rained on when my umbrella broke.
oh well, too bad. Not my fault. You want to be a grumpy baby.
It's not my like. It was so horrible. No, it was so horrible. Ugh, that day was just the worst. And
Yeah,
then we got
we couldn't record that day, which is why
yeah,
like the vlog is kind of a little short and missing the second day, but there was too much happening. And also the camera would have just gotten wet the whole time.
that is
So
true.
it was not worth recording that day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got to the gelato spot. We were looking at the menu. Fiona and her mom asked me what I wanted, and I said to die.
Mhm.
Man, I was over it. Um, but then I mean the rest of the day went pretty well, right? We went to a little wine tasting, except for we didn't do the tasting because it was ridiculously expensive. But the lady that was running the place, she was amazing. We were momentarily best friends with her. She was like this cool American lady because when we walked in, she was saying goodbye to some other people, and she was like, "Ciao, y'all," and immediately I'm like, American. She's
Yeah,
white, she's
she's from
blonde.
Texas.
Yeah, I knew it. And then we're overhearing her talk to this Asian group of people, and man, you could really just tell what her character was. That she's so sweet, she was so smart and amazing and good at her job. But like you could see it in her eyes that if you cross her for 1 second, she will murder you. And there was a moment where her and the Asian people almost had beef because they were supposed to do some like cash exchange, and she did the good thing. I mean, she lived like 2 blocks up the street, so she went all the way back to her apartment, grabbed some cash to do the money change, and then they maybe were trying to like steal some money from her, and then that's when she started she like
Well,
she was ready to
I
fight.
think they had thought that she didn't give them their change
Oh yes,
back.
that's what it was.
Later on, after the group had left, the other lady that she was working with had went up to the blonde lady that we're talking about, and she was saying that they were still like questioning whether they had the right amount of money or whatever. But yeah, you could just tell that she was.
Yeah, she can snap into
She's
Karen mode real quick.
Yeah,
But not
she's
like
all
the
about
bad
her
kind of Karen.
business.
She's like the good kind of Karen. She's a respectable one.
Yeah.
Actually, is that even a Karen? Because no Karens are respectable. But we gotta. We
No,
gotta
she
make a new one.
just she. I don't know. She just can't be crossed. That's
Yeah,
really
you
what it
can't cross
is.
her.
But she was nice to
She
get
was
to
real
know
cool.
or whatever.
Yeah, and then we went to another wine tasting where we ran into the same Asian group of people again, and that's when we found out that they were definitely rich because
Oh yes,
they
we
were
did.
going for like the most expensive bottles and trying like
Yeah, they
the
had
largest
this.
portion you can have.
They had this cool refrigerator tasting thing with Bobber where you can like get like basically a sip or like 2/4 or like half a glass basically, but you pay like for each thingy. So obviously the left side was like the cheapest and you would pay like $2 to have like a sip or two of a wine. But
Yeah,
then all the way to the right was literally like $50 to have like half a glass of wine.
yeah,
And that's what they were getting. And they actually had their own like little wine tasting in the back, like in some back room. And they were doing a wine tasting with the expensive bottle. Like when they had walked in, all I remember hearing was like the husband, I'm assuming, or I don't know, one of the guys there was just talking about like to his wife, saying like just pick out the best, like whatever you have, that's the most. So
yeah. No,
they definitely had money,
they had big money, big money, big money.
and they were worried over here about not getting their change back,
Yeah, man,
even though
whatever.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah,
But yeah, we did that.
and then we
Um,
ended up back in Lions Fountain.
yeah, every night we just ended up at Lions
Yeah,
Fountain
it
to
was so cool.
end the night. 10 o'clock hit, and we were like, all right,
Lions Fountain.
that's just where we went. Um, but yeah, that second day was just dookie. Bless you. Um, all rain,
Excuse me.
so wasn't really much to record that day. Didn't really miss too much, but everything else that was important or that we felt that was worthy for you guys to see is all in the vlogs. So we're not going to touch too much on day 1 and 3 because that's all in the videos. So you can go watch that.
Yeah. But on day 3, real quick, long story short, we left Florence, we went to Pisa, cool, and then we went home.
That was it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Florence was definitely better that day. So you
Yeah.
can see a little bit more on Florence.
Yeah, weather
on a better day.
cleared up, but even for just a short time that we were in Pisa, we got to go back there, like specifically that town. I want to know what else is out there. Although it didn't seem to be
Nothing.
much. It was so funny to me that Pisa was literally just like you go to that one spot and everything around it just looks like a regular small town. It was so confusing.
Yeah, the tower is just in the middle of like a city and that's it. You
Yeah.
keep on driving out and it's literally just regular life.
Yeah.
It's not like some historical site that's all around. It's literally just tower, a church, and then everything else surrounding it is your normal life.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really all there is to do there. That's why everyone says like if you're gonna go to Pisa, you go for a day max. If you can just like stop in for a few hours and then leave, it's best to do that because that's all there is to do is take a look at the tower, get some souvenirs, and head out.
Yep. That's exactly what we did. What would you say your favorite part of the trip was?
You're gonna say Lions Fountain?
Lions Fountain. Rawr. Honestly, I would say my favorite part might have been Pisa.
For the 1 hour that we were in Pisa.
Well, because I just liked the piece of it. Like it was very like that specific rectangle where Pisa, like the Tower of Pisa is, or the Leaning Tower.
Leaning Tower.
Yeah. That specific area was just like nice, calm field, and just like quiet.
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of people, but it's such a big area that you don't feel like people are on top of each other, and it's not like really loud because everyone's spread out, everyone's doing their own thing.
Yeah.
people laying in the grass, just minding their business. It was
I
definitely a more calm life on that side.
actually I take it back. I mean, Pisa is definitely up there because that was just so cool. Because like I keep thinking about how that's just what we grew up looking at in the history books, like in history class, world history in middle school, high school. Like that's what you grow up looking at in a book.
Mm.
I saw it in person, and I got to take the most funny picture with Sky. Like that is so cool to me. But I would say maybe my favorite moment, part of the whole Florence Pisa road trip, was when we bought Sky the duck.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that like 5 to 10 minute stretch after we got him this little plushy duck, we let him have it, and then he was just walking around Florence, and everybody was staring. He got all the ladies.
Yeah, he had it in his mouth and he
Yep,
was just walking around,
yep, walking around all
being all
happy.
cute.
Oh man, that for me was just like cherry on top of life.
Yeah, that was a cute moment.
Yeah.
Um, I'm really trying to think of what we did. Mm, mm, I don't know. It's hard to pick a moment. I just kind of liked Florence's vibe.
I did like it. Yeah,
I think just also because, like, I don't know. I think you're just kind of like putting yourself in that, like, student life of, like, you're in. It's just cute to think about that. Like, there's the way that Florence is, just Italy in general. You look at all these places and all these buildings that aren't your traditional buildings that you would see in America. It's just rock, but they're apartments. And there's just like Americans just living their life for a few months,
yeah,
just living in Italy, living the Italian life. Yeah, just the vibe is fun to be around, and just to be in little alleyways and being able to walk everywhere, just doing your thing. Everybody's in their own world. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was cool. Uh, yeah, I think I would have to say, just like my favorite moment was definitely Sky. I would have liked to have gone in the cathedral though. I was really curious to just like go in there. It was really cool from the outside. Um, I also really liked. I haven't worn it yet, but the champion hoodie. There was this
Hmm.
champion store
I
that you got to like
almost
put patches and like stickers and stuff on your hoodie. I haven't. Where is it?
It's in the closet. I
Oh,
almost sold this to put on both of our Florence hoodies just
yeah, we should have.
for the video. But yeah. Next vlog that we do, whenever that is, um I had mentioned in yesterday's vlog that we'll show like all the little souvenirs and things that we bought in Florence just because we never really showed all the things that we bought.
Yeah.
So we can go into that another time.
Yep. Yep.
So keep an eye out for that in the vlogs.
Yep. Uh, what else? Well, after we got back from Florence, it was really just chillaxing for the rest of the time. We went to Venice on the Friday, last Friday,
Mm-hmm.
which was good. I mean, it was raining all week, so we were concerned that we were going to be like at Venice where it's flooded. But we woke up that morning, it was nice, sunny, and beautiful, and we went. It was great, good weather.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, Venice is Venice. We were mostly going there just to, take Vianney's mom. She had fun, I hope. Uh, yeah, we just hit the normal spots, left, and then it was really just chilling from there, just relaxing, just being at home. Because we've all needed a break from life lately, so we've just been chilling.
Yeah.
Yep,
That was really it. That was our vacation time.
yep, yep. Just a lot of chilling.
Yeah.
Um, we did start watching the new season of what's it called? Love is
Love is
Blind.
blind.
What is this now? Like season 7, something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, it's going. Eh, it's definitely not one of the more dramatic seasons at all. But
No.
I don't know. The people. I don't know. I mean, it's good. Like I'm having fun to watch it. It's just not one of the more eventful ones. But I have a bunch of just like characteristics that I don't know if any of you guys care that I've like no. I don't know if you watch it. If you do or don't watch it, okay. I think you should watch it. Actually, no, because I never would have watched this stuff if it wasn't for you. and I honestly don't care for it now. It's just like
But you love
funny.
watching drama.
Yeah, I guess I do, but I don't know if I like watching it for the right reasons, honestly.
You like when things get messy. You just
I
like
do, but
you
then
just
it
like
also makes me
watching it.
mad.
Yeah, well, that's just you. I don't know. You like drama, but as long as you're out of it, that's all you care about.
I guess. But yeah, I think the I've come to the conclusion definitely today after the most recent episode is that I super don't like Hannah. Like she's definitely my least favorite. She spent her whole time just like saying, I love this guy Nick, I love him, I love him, I love him, except for every other time that she wasn't saying I love you, she was literally being the biggest hater on the planet.
Yeah,
She kept judging him for being uh
existing,
yeah, she
really.
literally judged him for like breathing, basically. She called him immature. He has an ego. He doesn't know how to do anything ever. He's definitely below her. Like she was just putting him down at every opportunity she got. And anytime he didn't know about something, she was just like,
She
"What?
was literally being his mom. And she
Yeah,
even said like she felt like she had contributed to making him a man throughout this process. Like he lives at home with his parents. He just has a few payments. He's not behind in life, but like there were some things that he just didn't know how to do, or like when it came to cooking, like doesn't really cook much, so he would ask questions, and then she's over here shitting on him, being like, "You're 28 years old. Why don't you know how to do this? Why don't you know how to do that? You don't know where a garbage disposal." Like she was just being mean to him and had no
yeah.
patience. But she's coming from a stance of like how she never had anything given to her, and how she had to grow up so fast in life, and how she's just so ahead.
I don't know if that's like, I feel like that's part of nothing was given to her is true or is not true. Because like when we saw her parents, they were very like attentive, nice, calm people. So it seems like she more just left. To me, I think the truth is that she just left home.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, even her parents were kind of shocked to see the way that she was reacting around Nick. Like she would say something or just make comments, and they're like, "Hello, like,
Yeah, no, like
what's going on? You need to
when
relax."
yeah, when she brought Nick to meet her parents for the first time, she literally spent the whole time like bashing Nick in front of her parents. And then when he went off to the restroom or something, they were just like, "Hey, so like why are you being mean?" And she was like, "Oh no, don't get me wrong. Like I love the guy except for I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. Also he's breathing and I don't like this." Like she is so confusing. And then she spends the whole time like just demeaning him.
Yeah,
And she neglects to like this is what I wrote down about her. She's narcissistic, arrogant, judgmental, all on top of that, rude. She called him delusional. She's delusional. She's definitely delusional. She thinks she's better than everybody. And then she told him that he's not ready for marriage. Maybe he's not, but I honestly think she's less fit for marriage than him.
she just like if she's getting married, she needs to find somebody who's like just as cocky as
Yeah, but
she
then if you
is.
got two people that are just going to be butting heads because they think they're better than the other, that's never going to work.
I mean, it's
There's not
either
an
it's either that or somebody below her or like way above her to where she has no room to talk.
that's the only answer. But that other person that's definitely above her needs like she lacks humility.
She needs like a real man. Like
She needs
somebody,
somebody to tell her to shut up.
yeah, I
And like
guess.
the moment that Nick actually stood up for himself towards the end of their relationship just now, spoilers, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they ended up breaking up because she just had enough. She's like, I feel like you're not even trying. And like I felt so bad for Nick because like he has been trying,
Yeah.
but she just doesn't give him a chance.
She
She
has
doesn't
no
give him a chance.
patience.
Yeah. But no, she's so arrogant. She's like, I can do this, I can do this. I can like it's all me, 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 me. She does not care about anybody else but herself. She has no humility in her whatsoever, and it's so frustrating. Oh, I could never deal with her.
Yeah.
No, no. If I were to ever meet her in real life, like if I was single and like we met at a bar. Like I don't even know how long that conversation would last between me and her. Because I feel like in those first few minutes, she's gonna reveal like her arrogancy.
Yeah.
That I would just be like, all right, well, nice not talking to you. But yeah, I wrote down about Nick. He definitely needs to mature some. Like I'm not absolving him of anything that of any of the way that he was. It's like when he was talking to the other girl that he was interested at some point. Yeah, he made some maybe slightly inappropriate comments, but he did tie it up well at the end of that conversation, saying like, "Hey, like you may have been great, and we had our moment for those like first 3 days in the pods or whatever, but he did say, "Hey, I'm happy. You're happy. We're good." So I think he did well there, but he does have some language to fix. He's definitely not as bad as Hannah thinks he is. That's the
No.
other thing I wrote down.
He just needs somebody that's gonna have patience with him because again, he is 28 years old and living at home with his parents. So obviously, he is not in a position where he's like on his own and has to do things on his own and like cook and take care of all finances by himself. Like he definitely gets taken care of by his mom still. So that definitely contributes to like him not really knowing how
Mm,
to do things yet. So he definitely needs to get
maybe
out of there because that makes a big difference. Like your
yeah.
mom is still taking care of you. They're still paying for your finances.
No,
Not
all of
all,
them.
but they still are. So like you're not on your own. You're not really an adult when you're
But I don't
at that
think
point in
he made
life.
it clear because when Hannah brought up that issue, he made it clear that it's not necessarily by like he chose, like he's choosing to live at home because like
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's
he
still
could do it on his
contributing
own.
to the fact that he's still just not
I mean,
a
yeah,
real man yet.
yeah, it comes with the cons that
Okay.
Sky. Yeah, it comes with the cons that maybe he's still a little dependent on his parents, but like he definitely has the capability. He just doesn't do it because he sees the pros of, well, they offered to pay for my phone bill, so I may as well save money there. I'm at home, so I don't necessarily have to pay rent. So like it seems like he's trying to save up for a future that he could have had with someone had it not been Hannah. But yeah, he definitely has some growing and maturing to do. Goodness, guy. Um, Hannah was just so wrong. Is it just every time that I'm gonna talk?
Guy, go to sleep.
What was I saying? Lost my whole train of thought. He needs somebody patient
Yeah.
because he even admitted in the pods with Hannah, I want somebody that's going to push me. So like Hannah had she had the right ish idea and like
Just
trying to
not in a
make him.
nice way.
Yeah, she just had the completely terrible wrong
She was very demanding and
approach.
and had no patience with it.
Yeah,
Like gave him no time to do something at least.
yeah, no, yeah, no. They were a completely wrong match, and I just found it so hilarious that maybe he was genuine in his love, and I could tell that he was trying to put effort, but I was never convinced that her love that she expressed for him was ever genuine because not once did it seem like it. Like from the moment they saw each other in person until they broke up, it was just constant. I love you, except for I don't like anything about you. That's literally exactly what happened the entire time. So
Yeah.
frustrating. Here I have Ramses. This
What a guy.
yeah, Ramses from there. He's coupled up with this girl Marissa, which hers is. I'll just very short. I wrote I like her. She's just a good girl. She seems cool.
She's pretty straightforward. She's just
Yeah,
living life.
yeah. She's straightforward.
She has the right track.
Yeah. She communicates clearly. I haven't noticed any issues, at least on camera, or at least what they decided to include in the show. So I think she's cool. I mean, she's prior military. She's Navy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was kind of a bonus for me. So she kind of has an extra. Um, she has a different perspective to life, I guess, as opposed to a regular civilian. But then what I wrote down on Ramses, her fiance, uh, starting with, I don't understand his anti-military thing because they had the conversation where she was like, "Yeah, I'm ex Navy, and this is what I did," and blah blah blah. And he spent the whole conversation just like looking at her, and like judging her and being like, "That's cool, but like, never talk about this again." And from there, I was just like, "What?"
Yeah. His stance is, and I also explained this to him as well, is that a good portion of the world does not understand why the military does what they do, and they think that they do it just because they have no reason. Like, if somebody's getting killed, it's for a reason. It's because they were probably some leader somewhere that you don't know about. They're ahead of something. Like, to to a regular person's eye, yeah, they're somebody's father and just a normal human being in a third world country. But really, they're a leader of some terrorist group that other people don't know about. And the military knows about that side. But unfortunately, that's not what the other side of the world sees. So, yeah, the military gets shit on because that's all people ever think about is that you're killing innocent people when there's a lot more to it. And his thing was like, he's Venezuelan, so he's just like thinking about their country and like all the bad things that happen there. And he's just being like all the other people in the world of, well, you're military, you kill people, that's bad.
Yeah.
And doesn't really like look
So like,
past that.
yeah, when she was like, "Well, why don't you want to like acknowledge this part of my life?" His immediate reaction was, "Well, when you acknowledge that the military is a good thing, you are immediately on a different moral plane than me." So he, for some reason, thinks he has some higher ground morally than somebody who
Yeah.
is in the military or has been, or like, because she's a what she say, she's for the troops, and he's like, "Don't say that because that's morally bad."
Mm-hmm.
And well, I mean, like you said, I guess he grew up in Venezuela. I mean, maybe the U.S. military has had some things go on every over there, but like to be fair, dude, like, are you really in a position to like try to accuse America of bad things? I mean, Venezuela. Look, my mom's from there, and like, but she knows. My mother knows that Venezuela is. It used to be a great country once upon a time, but that was also long before this guy was even born.
Yeah.
And it was also towards the beginning of my mom's own life. And then it kind of just went south. Like they're a poverty country now, and yes, I feel sorry for them, and I pray that they find liberty one day and a good, righteous leader. But man, their government is messed up. Um, and I don't know because I've never actually dived into the facts about it, but I can't imagine that us as a U.S. military would go into their country and do anything unwarranted. If
Yeah.
anything, I remember when Trump was president, Mommy actually was happy that Trump sent whatever military, I forget which organization, maybe it was whatever Ramses was talking about specifically, is that we came to Venezuela, our U.S. military, and we did stuff. I don't know what we did, but if my mom was happy about it and she has strong feelings about everything that happens in Venezuela, she was happy and thankful for Trump. I can't imagine why this guy would be mad about it, whatever happened. But either way, uh, I don't like his arrogance in thinking that he has a higher moral ground than his fiance when it comes to what happens or
What she
whether you're pro
supports.
troops or not. Like it's a noble thing to do, whether which way you want to look at it. She served for her country, and she's
Mm-hmm.
proud of it, as she should be. Maybe I'm not the most pro military person, but when my time is said and done in the Air Force, I will be proud of it. I will talk about it, and I will advise people to do it. So I don't know. That bothered me about him. Um, and then what is it? Another thing, he thinks too much.
Yeah, he's just so in his head.
Yeah, he's such an overthinker, and like I'm not gonna. I don't want to put him down for it because like it's a natural thing. We all have insecurities. We all have. He just wants everything to be good with her, but he's a little too. I don't know. The only word I can think of is insecure within
Baby.
himself. I don't know. His wanting for things to be perfect all the time and to make sure that there's a clarity between them just causes more problems than it should because she'll Marissa, what's her name?
Marissa.
Yeah, Marissa will communicate herself clearly. And he'd be like, okay, yeah, I hear you, but like X, Y, and Z. And she's like, dude,
His problem is that he's thinking so much into the future and like
yeah,
what can possibly happen, or if things that are happening now, like how it'll affect the future. Like he just thinks so far ahead when they're just not even there, or whatever he's thinking of probably isn't going to happen. Like he's just thinking of all the
yeah,
what ifs, and is just like making that influence his decision in a way.
yeah. And I guess maybe like this is why I also want to cut him some slack. Like he's been married before, so like he's valid in wanting to make sure that if he is to get married to this girl, he's making the right choice. But when you're worrying that far into the future that it's affecting what's in front of you right now, like I just hope he sees, like I mean, obviously the time has passed, and I hope that now he can see his mistake of what was happening in the show at this moment, where he's thinking too far, that's ruining what's going on right now. So that's one thing I hope that he's learned from. What else did I write? Oh, I said that he says like too much. He's one of those like in the middle of like every word. It's really hilarious. And then last thing I wrote down is that he should not be wearing a cross because he wears a cross on a daily basis, but he like confessed out loud in their like religious portion of, couple conversation that he's not necessarily religious at all and he departed from all that. Yet he still wears a cross every day.
Well, he said he was Christian.
Yeah, except for he doesn't actually claim any of it. He doesn't actively participate.
Hmm.
Because he was like, well, I grew up religious and like, yeah, I'm Christian, but also I don't do any of that. And I was like, okay, so just like stop wearing the cross then. But yeah, I don't know. That to me just seems weird. Because at that point it's just a fashion statement, but that's also just weird. The next couple, oh, Ashley and Tyler. This one?
The black couple.
Oh yes. About Ashley, I wrote the same thing about Melissa. I like her. She's a solid girl. She's pretty clear, communicatively.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's solid. Tyler, there was a big whoop about how apparently he has kids. Is it kid or kids?
Kid, kids. I think. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think it's either one kid or two kids. But he donated his sperm to a lesbian couple. But he signed away his rights, right?
Yeah. Well, no. The thing is that it's a couple that he knows. He's friends with a couple, and
Yeah,
they didn't have the money for an actual sperm donor, so he did his thing. But it wasn't really anything official, and they just parted their ways about it. But the problem was that he didn't say anything until
yeah,
now, which was outside of the pods and like now in their daily lives. And Ashley had found out about it, so
yeah. I mean, I can understand his reasoning because technically, like, yeah, biologically that's a child, but I don't know. It's he's not in the child's life. The child's not in his life. Like they're living two separate lives. Like as far as that child is concerned, for some reason, it has two moms.
yeah. I need to look more into it because not too long ago, before that episode had came out, I had saw pictures going around, and there was a lot of pictures of him with kids, and people that's when people started questioning, like, well, you say you don't have a relationship with them, but here you are in a lot of like Christmas pictures and stuff with them.
Well,
So I need to look more into it because obviously everybody goes stalking after all these episodes come out,
yeah,
so then everybody starts finding like the real truth to a lot of things that these people are saying, or like more to what has been said in the show. So I need to look more into it. But when that episode came out, I had saw pictures going around and screenshots of some conversations
mm,
and him with kids. So
mm.
I don't know how much truth there is to that.
So I think the conclusion I'll draw for now is that maybe I mean, it's because he is friends with the lesbian couple. He knows them, so maybe it is that he hangs out with the couple every now and then. That way, he can be around the kids, but they don't actually like know, like, or the kids don't know about him.
Mm-hmm.
He knows, but they don't know. I think it might be a case of that. But regardless, um, yeah, I would say that he's definitely wrong for not revealing that as soon as possible, because that is quite complicated to like have to think about. But I mean, honestly, what's her name again? Ashley. She handled it with uh lots of grace. She took that very well. Obviously, she needed a minute, but I think she went well. Uh, Other than that, um, I like him. I like her. But I think when he said that uh this lesbian couple friend needed, a little help having a kid, he said that he felt like God was telling him to help out. Um, I would beg to differ, but that's just my opinion. I don't know if like what he did is a good thing. I don't want to argue against that. I just don't think in support of a gay couple. I'm not sure if in the view of Christianity that would be like I don't know how to explain that without sounding like an ass. But yeah, he did a good thing though. I'm glad that he helped him out. But that is definitely a tricky situation that should have been talked about sooner. So how
Mm-hmm.
would you feel about that?
I probably wouldn't be with you.
That's crazy.
That's just not my cup of tea.
Perhaps. Um, what's it? Oh, this last couple. I like this couple. Garrett and Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
They're just a traditional white couple. Just
Except for she's Asian.
well,
Taylor's
yeah,
Asian.
but they're normal. That's it. They have issues, they talk about it, they move on.
Yeah, yeah, they're very logical, scientific couple, and like they're nerdy, but they have fun in that like nerdy science stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, they're both smart. Uh, Garrett had a little hiccup, but I mean they got over that pretty quickly. I think they're gonna be. Hopefully they made it past the altar. I'm really hoping they said yes, because if nobody like, I don't see. Let me see. Well, Hannah and Nick are done. There was that other couple that was done. Hmm. Ramses and Marissa, I don't like them too much together.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna say yes, and if they
I
do,
think
I wish them.
Ashley and Tyler and Taylor and Garrett are like really the only two standing couples.
Yeah, yeah. Ashley and Tyler are definitely gonna make it past the altar. Garrett and Taylor, if they don't, geez,
Something had to have happened
yeah,
that we don't know about if they don't make it through.
like either one of them either has to have like brutally insulted the other to the point of no return, or like gone out and cheated. Because I don't see how any other way they don't get married. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this season of Love Is Blind. Again, it's not been too much, no, not too much drama as I would have liked, but definitely interesting. Hannah just she needs to figure it out. She needs to be humbled.
Yeah.
She needs to be humbled. Like she literally thinks she's that girl, and I'm sorry to tell you, honey, you are not. You are not that girl. You think you live a good life? I'm here to tell you, you do not live a good life. Starting with your arrogance. You're a narcissist. It's just not good. And I hope since that time, because you found her Instagram and she seems to have like lost some weight. Maybe she's gone through like a weight life journey transformation.
She's just doing the same thing that everybody does after Love Is Blind. They get famous and now they live this whole other life. So,
I guess, yeah. But yeah, I hope that since then that she's changed. And I hope to see on the reunion episode whenever that comes out that she's changed. But if she hasn't for some reason, if she comes on to this reunion stage and sits down and then starts pointing the finger at Nick again, I might have to jump through the TV and fight her myself. Because I've had enough. She needs to drop it. Leave that guy alone. Goodness me. And I pray that she never treats anybody like that again. That is too much. Too much. Well, that's all I had on Love Is Blind.
thanks for the update.
Yeah.
Um, we have some quick questions here.
Yeah, some quick any questions. Just two.
Since we were on the topic of our travels, and for a majority of this podcast, um, some little travel question thingies or thoughts. I don't know. They're not really questions like that. Are you
It's
gonna ask a
more.
question?
I mean, it's more like statements. Our favorite city so far in Italy / rank them.
Mm.
Oh, me first.
Yes.
So first, I'm gonna go with.
Don't make that face.
I'm gonna go with the Dolomites as first.
Oh, I'm surprised. So you said
Well,
Lake Como would be first.
oh crap! I totally forgot we went there.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, no. Lake Como is
Okay.
definitely first by far and away. It's not even close.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, oof. I think I'm gonna go with the Dolomites there, and then Florence, Venice, Aviano. I guess since we live here, like I will find any reason to put Milan like dead last. Milan
Well,
is so far.
Pisa's also included because that is a different city that
Oh,
we've gone
I
to.
kind of I included that in the same. Yeah, Florence, Pisa, Aviano, and then like bottom of the barrel, Italy. Or
Okay, all of Italy
yeah,
gone.
no, Milan. Milan's just dead last.
What about Venice?
I said Venice.
Where's Venice?
There's Lake Como, Dolomites, Florence / Pisa, Venice,
Oh,
Aviano, and then Milan.
yes, that is all that we've been to. Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I went to Verona. Let me reevaluate real quick.
Okay, you're gonna put Verona just because of Five Guys.
Well, that's like Vicenza, but
The same thing.
We got Lake Como, Dolomites, Florence. Darn it, what's the other options again? Florence, Pisa,
Venice.
oh,
Milan.
No, I'm gonna go Venice, Verona, Aviano, Milan. I may as well just take Milan off the list. I don't want it on my list. It just feels sad.
Yeah, that's valid. I feel like the list is pretty much the same for me, other than Dolomites would be first, and then Lake Como.
Yeah, makes sense.
And not that I never really went to Verona. I did not get to experience the tourist side of Verona, but like looking at videos, I wouldn't really place that any higher because it seems worse than Venice, and I already hate Venice. So, and I also just like Verona's just seems like architecture things, and I don't really care for that stuff either. So,
Verona was cool.
yeah, I don't. Verona would probably just be somewhere around wherever Venice is.
It was cool. It's like a medium version of Milan and Florence. It's like a mixture of both.
Yeah, I think it's still in the same spot. It's just one of those. It's like, yeah, okay, that's nice.
We definitely are gonna go back though, because you need to go there. What do you mean here by first vacation as a family?
Where would you want to go?
Oh, like with kids and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends. Oh, I guess that's a stupid question. I was gonna say it depends where our kids are born.
Well, just like take any factor out. Just like all things. Just
What do you mean?
where
So,
would
like,
be an ideal?
Oh, well, ideal family vacation.
Okay.
uh, you guys couldn't hear that, but Sky just made the same noise I did.
Such a pain.
Oof, this is a. We gotta take the family to Lake Como.
But like, that's not really like a kid place.
No, it's not a kid place. Well, then, what is a kid place? No place is a kid place.
I mean, you can make it. It's just like
we'd have to go to like
there
Paris
are
or something
some...
so that you can go to freaking Disneyland.
Yeah.
Sorry, so we'll go to Paris.
That was honestly the first thing I was thinking of was like we need to go somewhere where there's attractions. Because you take kids, I mean, something that I definitely want to, like, whatchamacallit. I don't know the term here, but like, obviously, we're going to go on a lot of vacations with our kids, or that's the goal. And we're going to go to places where they're not really kid places, but like something I remember seeing somewhere on, I think it was when in some like Florence or like Italy travel group that I'm in on Facebook where they just talk about like places to go and like what to do. There was somebody who had asked like taking, well, actually, I think it was about Lake Como. They were just asking like what are some things to do for kids, or like is it kid friendly? And then somebody had commented like no place is ever going to be like kid friendly or like somewhere where kids can have so much fun. It's just what kids make it out to be. Like just let them have their imagination and they'll have fun.
I
But
guess.
that's like it goes in with the same idea of like not training your kids, but like teaching your kid how to just like sit at a dinner table and be respectful and not complain or like need to be on a tablet, like color, play with dinosaurs or something. Like just knowing how to have fun wherever you're at and not being like a spoiled brat.
Take the kids to the Dolomites. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun because that's just like a nice hiking adventure.
Yeah.
But anyways, my whole spiel with that is like I just want our kids to be like that to where like we can go to places that aren't necessarily like kid friendly or whatever, or like there has to be an attraction there for them to have fun. It should just be like we're all going as a family, we're going to enjoy our time together, and you should know how to just be respectful and sit down in an environment like that
Yeah.
and just have fun with your little toys. Bring your dolls, bring your trucks, whatever. That's just how I want our kids to be.
Yeah. That'd be ideal.
Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously we're gonna hit up the attraction places because we are adrenaline junkies, I'd say, or like we are we. I love roller coasters. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying we don't generally ever do
Well, because
adrenaline junkie
now we're
stuff.
not in the states to where we can just go to Orlando, but I've had my fair share at Orlando, and I love that place because of roller coasters and
Yeah.
things like that. Um,
I
but
just
yeah,
don't
of
like it because
course,
it's expensive. But I guess it is fun.
yeah. Gotta. I will definitely make sure my kids are not scared of roller coasters because I hate people who are scared of roller coasters. You are so boring.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm just
I'll go on
no.
one.
I'm just saying, like, no. I will not have a scared child. Like, I want to be a type to throw them in a pool. They don't know how to swim. That's how I learned how to swim. I just jumped in and found out how to swim. I just
Gee.
don't want scared children. I like no. I'm not dealing with an awkward, scared child.
Well, we
I won't
can.
like them myself.
All right. Well, kids, if you're watching this, I hope for your sake you're not scaredy cats. But if you are, just know at least daddy loves you.
Uh-huh. No. We're not raising no, what's a nice word? um
Wussies,
yeah, there you go. We can say that.
scaredy cats.
Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah. We will have fun around here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, before we sign off, this whole the thing about Tyler, I feel like I want to explain better with that because I don't want to sound foolish.
Oh god.
Just real quick, it's not going to take long, I promise. God created man and woman for a purpose. That we should be married to one another in holy matrimony as man and woman. And we are given the gift of sex to make, love and to have child between one another. I highly doubt if he was ever in prayer that God really told this man, give your child to this lesbian couple. For the reason that I just pointed out. We are made man and woman to procreate with one another and to have the gift of raising a child with one another. So I'm sorry, Tyler, but you've been deceived. God did not tell you anything. You were deceived definitely by the devil. But I can't. I won't sit here and act. I won't sit here and say you did a bad thing. But to say that God told you to do that, that's a lie. Whether you realize it or not. That's all I had to say about that.
All right, and on that note, that is all we have for you today.
Yes. We'll see you guys on Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Tuesday in a vlog. I don't know what. Or actually, we do know what. We're going to show you guys all the stuff that we got on the vacation. And maybe I do have to cut the grass. Maybe you guys see me cut the grass if you're nice enough to record me from a distance.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like cutting grass, guys. I think I like it. I have to make a confession.
I mean, it's just cutting grass.
But yeah, but there's something like nice about it. I don't know. Yeah. I knew a kid back in Alaska. He had a passion for cutting grass, and I never understood it. But now that I have a lawnmower, and I've been doing it for a few weeks now, I understand his passion.
All right. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Hit the like button. Check out this past week's vlogs. Stay tuned for next week's vlogs, and we'll see you then. Yeah.
We'll see you then.
Yep. We'll see you later.
Yep. I have to pee.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna go pee pee.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.